officially on the 14th, all the branches will become Rockland Trust. I'm moving forward with them as a business developer. So that's my role. Prior to that, in Enterprise Bank, I was a branch manager here, your neighbor here on Gorham Street, for many years. And until after COVID, I transitioned into the business development role with the bank.
So,
I must say, can I say something about this transition? It's been very, systematic and organized, I feel like, with all the, flyers coming out, and then we all got new Rockland Trust debit cards, and the PIN numbers just came recently. I mean, I feel like not many banks could pull it off like that, so it's been interesting just watching the transition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have been doing an amazing job with the customers, keeping them informed and guiding them through the process. In the back end, we have a lot of training, learning the new system, and getting ready to for day one on October 14th. So we want to make this transition as smooth as possible, and they are doing a great job on that.
so, were you born in Lowell like John, or like me, are you a blow-in?
Well, I'm a Lowellian since 2006. Since I came to...
I've been here longer than you.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so since 2006, this is where I came, and I stay, and where I have been developing myself, growing as personally and professionally, and I have received many opportunities, built a large network of friends, and I'm very happy, to be part of this community.
Did you go to college?
In DR, I went to college. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you immigrated here. You're
Yes.
a U.S. citizen, of course, because you're running. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I understand they've come out with a new, harder citizenship test. The citizenship test, I understand, is pretty challenging.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I bring it up is apparently MCAS finally tested students for their knowledge of civics,
Yes.
and the 8th graders didn't do that well. I'm blaming the
It's unfortunate.
school committee for that.
I hope that they in the program they have these topics and cover that with the kids. I remember when civics is a very important subject for everyone, wherever you are from, because that gives helps you get involved and be part of the civics in your community. So, but it's sad to hear that they didn't do well, and hopefully they can readjust the program and make sure that they are ready.
What? So you're
I'm going to back up for just a second here. For the first hour, this comment came through from Bart, and it says, what will happen first? Peace in the Middle East? Homeless problem solved? Pothole problem solved? None of the above. That's from Bart. Back to you guys, thanks.
Bart, I picked D.
Well, I think
D was none of the above?
Yes.
yeah. So how soon is that? Which one is going to be solved first, right? Basically.
Yeah.
That's for the first hour. You didn't enjoy all the conversation we had the first hour, but yes.
Yes, I think the potholes problem will be solved first.
Yeah. So business development, how are small businesses doing in Lowell? You help develop small businesses, I assume.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Yeah. This is one out of many issues that we face in the city. Being a business development, I have an opportunity to actually interact with business owners and see, go over their situation, and realize that not all of them have all the resources that they need, and also the knowledge that they need to actually run a business during these difficult times. And it's one of my goals to, once I'm part of the city council, to work directly with the Economic Development Office to make sure that those programs they have, to enhance them, because they have very good programs, but then I realize that not everyone out there knows about it, and they are missing out, and unfortunately, they don't do well. The financial shows that, and then the revolving door that we have in the city shows that too. As you can see, many small businesses open, stay here for a little bit, and then they disappear, and I don't want to see that. I want that the businesses that are doing well for many years, that are staple here, that they continue to do good, that they and then do better, but also not leave behind those other business owners that most of them live here, have family who are being raised here in Lowell, and we want to make sure that they also do good. That will impact our economy in a positive manner.
Sixto, when you're elected, I would hope you would encourage the DPD to find an internet presence for all small businesses in Lowell and connect that with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm selling shoes in downtown Lowell,
Mm-hmm.
the DPD is a big organization, a bazillion people work there, they're going to get their own building in downtown Lowell. And I would encourage you as a city councilor to insist they find an internet presence for every small business in Lowell that's connected to Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So I can sell I have a little shop in downtown Lowell, and I'm selling my sneakers on Amazon.
Yes.
Because without a push from the city, that's never going to happen. And that's why small business keeps going out of business, because shoppers, they shop on the computer screen. They don't go to the store as much as they once did.
Yes. No, that makes sense, and I would like to hear more about that, so that makes a lot of sense. I met a couple of business owners who actually have different outlet channels for sales, and internet is very important, but you can beat Amazon in a sense of like how quick they are to make delivery, because nowadays people
Begins
want
with a
quick things
conversation.
soon.
Everything, like Low Five says, everything begins with a conversation. And I'm sure Rockland Trust has a similar cute little thing, but that sticks in my mind. Everything begins with a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll never be acquainted or affiliated with Amazon without communicating with them first.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks.
This is,
Amazon is doing a pretty aggressive job. I wanted a bigger funnel for when I make my iced tea and pour it into a bottle. And I ordered one up, and it was delivered inside of about 8 hours. I mean, that's not a very expensive item, but yeah, I had to pay a premium. But I thought, it'll be interesting to see if they really do it. So I threw down the $2.99.
yes.
And yeah, it was
Wow.
delivered inside of 8 hours.
Oh, that's
They probably didn't want to hear you give them a bad review on City Life.
No, of course. But speaking of a bad review, Eileen mentioned to me one day that she was thinking of starting an internet business. Now, can you, as a part of the bank, help her out in that area? She wanted to provide advice to parents dealing with children with learning disabilities. Would you?
Yeah, like special education advocacy. But due to my role on the school committee, I have to have a disclaimer on my website that I cannot service anybody in the city of Lowell. So it gets very complicated, and I kind of like stopped pursuing it. So it would be www.studentfocusedvoice.com, and it would focus around advocacy. And eventually, someday when I'm not on the school committee, I would like to help parents in Lowell and all over the Merrimack Valley. So yeah, I guess I have two questions. Would your role be able to help to support that? And have you heard of a program called SCORE for new entrepreneurial adventures? And they give a lot of courses, online courses, to get started up and start to understand how much it all encompasses.
So this is question is for me, Eileen, right?
Yeah.
So I've heard of SCORE, and it's a very important resource. I believe about resources, and that's when I mean that I want to work directly with the Economic Development Office when I'm a city councilor, is to continue to enhance those programs, but then also make sure that they reach out to that population, to the entrepreneurs, to the business owners, so they are able to be successful. So that's a good resource. Also, CTI has another resource here in Lowell for business owners besides the Economic Development Office. And for new entrepreneurs, we have a nonprofit here that does a very good job, but it's called E4All, that actually helps create a business plan, has mentorship from volunteers, business owners, successful business owners who actually coach these new entrepreneurs. So it's a mix. So that besides SCORE, I mean, there's a whole suite of resources, and I want to make sure that everyone actually have the opportunity to take advantage of those.
Okay. I just wanted to interject in here with the passing of our state senator, Ed Kennedy. There is going to be a viewing here at the McDonough Funeral Home tomorrow from 3 to 7, and a funeral mass at the Immaculate at, please come on ahead, at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And we are being joined by Sherri Barboza right now. Sherri, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. And you're running in South Lowell? What is that, District 5?
Yes, District 5, and I'm still a write-in for District 3 for school committee,
Ah.
which is Belvedere and South Lowell.
Are you, well, not just South Lowell, but Belvedere too?
Correct.
Yeah. So you passing out stickers to people?
I've talked to people. It's in regards to the South Lowell area, it's hard because they're going to see my name on the ballot for just the city council. Whereas in Belvedere, I can talk to people and it's a little easier only because I'm not already on the ballot in Belvedere. So that is a little bit of a struggle in regards to that. And I'm running for both because I wanted them to see where they thought that I would, where they would like me to be.
So,
Good morning, Sherri. It's Eileen Delrossi. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Eileen?
Good. And I think you signing and taking papers out for both city council and school committee brought up an interesting point. So it is legal for somebody to potentially be on the school committee and the city council at the same time?
Not on the same time. No, you can pull papers for both, but you can't be on both.
Okay. Well, I think what I heard is then they would have say you
How's
pull
the mayor
papers,
do
you
it?
got on the ballot, and then were elected for both. Then they would have to make some decisions. Basically, is that right, or is it more strict rules?
From what I understand is that I would have to make a decision of one or the other.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
How does the mayor do it?
Okay.
The mayor sits on the school committee as a chairman, I believe. So I'm not really clear on his voting rights. Truthfully.
He's on the school committee because he's on the city council, not because he was elected to the school committee.
So one can serve on both committees. The only thing is you have to be the mayor.
Only if you're the
In
mayor.
Lowell.
Right, and
In
with
Lowell.
the Form E plan of government, so he's the chairperson for both the city council and the school committee. So whoever's mayor will always be a part, in Lowell anyway, will always be a part of the school committee. So it's interesting when you learn about different government forms and how they do things, but that's the way Lowell has always been.
So, Sherri, background. You were born in Lowell?
No, I was born in Lawrence.
Oh, so you've upgraded.
I wouldn't say that. I think Lawrence has great history. Lowell has great history. Lowell has the Song of Serena. Lowell has UMass Lowell. I have great roots in Lawrence.
Sherri, the proper answer is, I got here as quick as I could, and leave it there.
I don't have a proper answer. I'm
Okay.
proud that I was born in Lawrence. But I'm proud
Did
to
you
be
go to
here in
school
Lowell.
here?
I graduated from UMass Lowell. That's why I came here, yes. So I'm very proud to live
What'd
here
you
in
get your
Lowell.
degree in?
My Bachelor's of Science is in business management with a concentration in accounting, and I double majored with philosophy.
Ah,
I also took graduate courses at Cambridge College in special education. So,
oh. So you've,
So you're a candidate for school committee and city council? Is that true?
correct,
Okay, thank you.
correct.
That's how I'm listening to you.
so I don't know if it's a problem down in your district, but overall Lowell has a problem which we've labeled homelessness. Do you see many homeless down in South Lowell?
We have the house that I bought back in 2019. Apparently, we had unhoused living, and there was like a small wooded area, and I believe they're also staying on the porch of where I now reside, because it was a family home, so the people had passed away, so it was basically vacant for a year or two while they were selling it. So that was my understanding. I know we've had people at the end of our street because we have a paper street. I'm on Newell Street, so according to Google Maps, we go all the way through to Doane and all of those streets. And at the end where it's blocked off, we've had unhoused go and stay there, try to find a place to stay. But recently, I've come across people that aren't even necessarily unhoused, but would probably be categorized just because of the way that they're walking around the city. And our transportation is a huge issue because I believe we're using resources such as the police and ambulance. And if we had a better system in place to prevent the need to be using those resources, it just would make more sense. For example, a gentleman needed to get from point A near my house, which is near Lowe's, all the way to Westford Street. And what ended up happening is I ended up having to call the police to make sure he was okay because he couldn't walk any further. The ambulance came, he didn't want to go to the hospital, but at the same time, he couldn't walk any further. So what type of supports can we put in place? Is it Ubers? Is it definitely the MBTA in Lowell needs to
What about a
function
ZBT card?
better?
What does he do with the ZBT card?
His EBT card?
Yeah, what does he do with that? That's not good for a ride?
No. No.
How about the bus?
The bus does not function enough. There was no bus coming down my street, and it was Chelmsford Street. It was actually on Chelmsford Street. I'd say for an hour or two, the bus.
Can you draw that microphone down a little bit, just so it's
sorry.
below your chin? That's
Sorry.
good, okay. Puzzling that I thought the bus went down Chelmsford Street.
It does
come
at
every day.
some point, but it doesn't often enough. So you could be out there in the hot sun or freezing for.
Well, my brother Joe used to say, people in hell want ice water. There are certain things that just are never going to be provided. And if you're homeless and you're thinking an Uber's going to come pick you up at your house, you're dreaming.
so I worry about the term homelessness. I've been connected with homelessness in Lowell for, geez, how long have I been here? 30-some years, so I've been connected with homelessness for a couple of decades. And it's not getting better. Are we obscuring the problem by using this term homelessness as a cover for all these activities, drugs, the mentally ill, alcohol abuse, people who've actually lost a job and can't afford the rent? Are we obscuring the problem? Is the problem getting any better? Are there any solutions? What do you think, Sixto?
Yeah, it's very sad. There are like multiple issues that affect the unhoused people, and like you mentioned, many of them, and part of that is mental illness, and then unfortunately addiction is another issue. All of these folks, they have family, and because of the issues that they are going through in their own life, in their own situation, they end up on the street because probably the family cannot, be able to support them in that situation, and then many don't have the
Or they get
resources.
kicked out of their house. Like, I have a friend of mine who had to kick his daughter out of his house. It started out with, the wife come home and said, "Where's the toaster? The can opener."
Oh.
Mary, I don't know, Ma. The next day, the microwave's gone. Mary, what's with the microwave?
Yeah.
Then she tells the father. The father said, "Mary, you were home all day. What happened to the microwave?" When the TV was gone off the wall the next day, he kicked the daughter out. So there are some people who, how much do you want your relatives to steal from you before you say, "You can't stay in my house anymore"? So I can't blame them for kicking them out to the street. Sorry, everything, can't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. It's very sad, and then
And later on, she found out she sold most of the food out of the freezer. Just plain old in the stash of money that she had for going for thrills at Foxwoods, the daughter had stole that too. Oh, there's no evidence, couldn't prove it, but that money disappeared as well.
yeah.
So who do you blame? All the problems went away when they kicked the daughter out. TV stayed on the wall. Sad.
Yeah, and now this girl unfortunately is on the street, and I think it's an effort from all of us, and part of that will be prevention, because we have to take care of the ones who are out there already, who are on house, right? And work with their issues and try to have resources like, to help with mental issue, and hopefully if they
Why do we have to help them? We already give them an EBT card, Mass Health card, and they can ride the bus for free. Why do we have to help them?
because they hopefully they can go back on track in life and be part of, like, society, and go back on their feet, but going, back to like the issues that you mentioned, that happened at home, right? The daughter was kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
So if that somehow could have been prevented, how? There are, like, some ways that probably that could have been prevented, in terms of maybe she had too much free time growing as a kid. I'm gonna share with you, when I grew up in Dominican Republic, I was in the neighborhood where I was born. It was very poor neighborhood, and there was a lot of crime. And I saw a lot of my friends, get in trouble, and some of them die, and they went to gangs and things like that. But I was fortunate to have my parents were able to actually keep us busy in school, and then having after school activities like classes and different programs, and that actually was able to keep us busy enough to actually don't be thinking of, like, being out all the time. And that's when sometimes, unfortunately, some kids get in trouble at an early age, and they get lost. And once you lose them, based on if they are doing, getting around with the wrong people, or trying drugs, then they are. It's a loss for everyone. It's like if you lose them alive, unfortunately.
I think this whole homeless, and I like Cliff's angle, how the people, they're trying to draw the homeless circle to include everybody, whether you have a drug problem, whatever, okay? How about the people who are losing their house today? How are we helping them? Can't make their mortgage payment. They're gonna lose their Chevy Silverado today because they can't make the payments on it. Who's helping those people out?
That's
So there's a lot of help that's needed.
That's a great point, and one of the things that we're not talking about that I have brought to light is after-school care. This brings it back to the schools in general, but this is all part of whatever, whether it's school committee, whether it's city council, is that we have families that are working full-time jobs that don't have after-school care or before school, depending on what time their school starts at. And Lowell needs to have that. We want people to work, we want people to make money, but yet I know my son is at the Maury, he gets out at 1:50 in the afternoon. And as Sixto was just saying, what are those kids that are able to be on their own or who are only with maybe a parent or a grandparent who's home just because they're home? What are they doing? And as they grow, they're just growing in an environment that is not being cultivated or even supervised. So our charter schools, which are our funds for our public schools, are doing this. We need to look at this. And this isn't talking about free after school or before school care. Parents need care and they're willing to pay for it. So this is not just a matter of let's give something else for free. Parents are working, and if we want all of our individuals, our families, to be working full time, our schools where our children are going for part of the day, if they have that after school and before school care that can be paid for, that will help to get our children off the street, and have our children be supervised in an activity and bring about all those different values. Maybe they're doing music, maybe they're learning cursive because they're not doing cursive in the school. They're playing outside. A lot of our kids are on video games, they're being babysat by televisions, by iPhones, by video games, and instead they could be out in the community playing, which is part of their growing. So that could really change a lot of things in the city. And I think there's a lot of people that are for that.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? I don't know if you know about it, but I know you've had kids go through the system, and the 21st program was 21st Century program with CTI. Is that still in existence for the schools, and how does that interplay with it? And I just wanted to make another comment, like the Lowell Community Charter School, even when I worked there back 2006 to 2009, they always had like aftercare programming and sports until at least 6 p.m., which was very helpful to parents. And they had early care as well. I think you could drop your child off as early as 6:30 in the morning. So I hear what you're saying with the charter schools.
Yes, they have that. I know that, yes, they did. They had the early care and they had the afternoon care, and that's why a lot of families were choosing these schools because it allowed them to work. In regards to the 21st Century or CTI, there's not openings. It doesn't happen at every school. So a lot of parents, if you're on any of the Facebook groups or just talking to parents in general, just in my neighborhood, like I said, my son goes to the Maury, and a lot of the other kids around us go to the Maury. They all are out. The Maury itself, and I can speak to that presently, my kids have gone to most of the schools in Lowell, but right now my youngest is at the Maury, and I have my other son, who's 14, he's actually out of district, and that's a whole other thing that I would love to talk about in regards to supporting our students. If we can take care of our schools and expand on the education here within our school, keep it in district, and actually give the supports to the families, to the teachers, not just pay them more money, but actually have a classroom size that they can teach to. That would be really helpful in keeping our kids in district, because out of district costs a lot of money. And if we can actually just work on what we have in district and change it from there, we can save money and be proactive to have an inclusive community.
Okay, I got a bunch of announcements I'm going to make right now.
And then
So-
throw up the picture. And then,
I was talking, you were talking, Cliff. Would you repeat what you just said?
and then throw up the picture.
Of the intersection you're talking about the traffic lights?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Cindy Lang's having a party. Running for city council. It's Wednesday. It's this week, this Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Charlie's Pub. And hope to see you over there. Moving right along, the Bridge Club is having their annual fundraiser, $125 a ticket. They have a QR code up here. If you take out your fancy phone out of your pocket, you can make a donation to the Bridge Club. They are saving lives. They're saving families. They've done a lot of good stuff. This year, they're honoring Karen Frederick, and she grew CTI to a magnificent organization it is today. God bless her, good woman. Also, we're going to have Derek Sanderson's going to be there. But again, the tickets are for this coming Thursday, October 9th. $125 a piece, well worth it. Hope to see you over there. The mayor's having a party. Campaign party for Mayor Dan Rourke, October 9th, 2025, at the Athenian Quarter, downtown Lowell, 207 Market Street, 5 to 7 p.m. Suggested donations start at $20 and go up. Hope to see you at Danny's party. Neighborhood meetings. Take your fancy phone out of your pocket. Take a picture of where your neighborhood meeting is to be held. And it's interesting with to be determined. Why wouldn't you telegraph where your meeting's going to be? To be determined. A lot of these people have to be determined. But your neighborhood coming up tonight is going to be, I'm told South Lowell's been canceled, so don't bother with this guy. This meeting got canceled. And Centerville Neighborhood Action Group, they're meeting tonight at the Polish National Home Association. So I hope to see you over there. Moving right along, Eric Gitch is having a party. And he's going to have it Thursday, October 16th, hosted by Ryan Ferreira. It's going to be at the Wappin Weft in downtown Lowell. That's at 197 Market Street. Donations start at $25 and go up. And then this breakfast extravaganza coming out at Tewksbury Senior Center. It's only $10. Normally, senior centers are restricted, but not this day. Any age can go. They don't care where you live. You can live in Timbuktu. This is a great breakfast treat. Bring your grandkids. $5 for the grandkids, $10 for you. And out of this world breakfast. Moving right along to the messages that they got. Does Lawrence have a slogan like, there's a lot to like to be about Lowell? Should we be glad we don't have the homeless problem like Portland, Oregon? Unfortunately, personal responsibility is not taught nowadays. The problem will not get any better until they want help. Mr. McDonough, the city council elects the mayor, and the mayor chairs the school committee meetings. This exception is in the city's charter, but the mayor is still considered a city councilor, not a separate school committee member. Hope this helps. Well, the mayor also gets an extra $5,000 for sitting over at the school committee too. So, not that it's a well-paid job, but that's the end of the story there. And Cliff wants me to show this traffic light. So we have here, I'll cinch it up so you can see it on the whole screen here.
Here we
The
go.
magic of computers. Tell us about this, Cliff.
George and Green Street near the Baptist Church. This light has been configured this way since I moved here 31 years ago. I actually got it changed for a couple of months and then it went back to this configuration. These are the kinds of things that bother me that the city can't get straight. My argument, which got the light changed for a couple of months, was I said, the city manager lives up the street from me. Someday I'm going to be driving down the street and I'm going to want to make a right-hand turn from the number 1 lane, and I'm going to exchange paint with the city manager who's going straight ahead. And that, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Do we have any thoughts on this?
Is that the light where you are, the only option is to turn right?
Yeah.
You can go straight
Well, you
or
can go
right.
straight or you can turn right. Yeah, there's no reason for it. There's no need for
I
it.
think that what they need to do here is change this to a red going left. That would settle Cliff's problem. The problem we have, coming down, okay, I'm coming in from Andover. Coming in
Yes.
over street, I get down to this street and I want to go to with the old Zayers, okay? I get to this light here and it's green. I take a left, which is into one-way traffic. So the city of Lowell should change this one here to a red arrow that's on 24/7. Red arrow going the other way. And then they'd be happy with their arrow,
Yes.
and it would be red. That's my solution. Sound good, Cliff?
Yeah,
You approve?
I approve.
No, that's actually a really good idea. Can we get the
Tommy
light?
Golden has to think of it for that to happen. But speaking of Tommy
Okay.
Golden, Sexto, how do you feel about the city manager? Is he doing a fantastic bang-up job? Give him another 50-year contract, give him a raise?
Yeah, well, I think, he's doing his job, like, I need to look at the criteria to measure, like, his work. I don't know how they are, like,
So you're
measuring
not
the
ready to give
criteria.
him an extended contract or give him a
Well,
raise at this time?
my situation with the extended contract is that if there's not the time to do that, like, it's ahead of time, I don't see the reason
Okay,
of
Sherri,
what
what
to
are
do.
your thoughts? Should we give him extend his contract immediately, give him a big fat raise? What do you think we should do with the city manager?
I'm not extending his contract at the present moment. It's not up, and I'm running for transparency. I need the checkbook open. I need to see where, we need to see. That's it. We need to see. The residents, people paying taxes need to see where the money's coming and going and what the plan is.
I understand, thank you. Back over to Cliff.
Spaghettiville, that's in your district, right, Sherri?
Yes.
And there's this big argument about diesel fuel and batteries, and
Yes.
apparently Tewksbury has got something also, the Emerald Court neighborhood, about putting lithium batteries. We need to double electric production for the new age of artificial intelligence.
Right.
How are we going to do all this, or do we want to push that kind of business off on someone else? So that's a question actually for both of you, but it's your district, Sherri, so you get the first shot. Quick shot.
So there's a lot in the district. I mean, on Tanner Street, we have another Superfund site, so that would be adding, as far as I can see, to the possibility of another Superfund site. And if you live in that neighborhood, you go to school in that neighborhood, you're looking at that compound and you're hearing it, and it's impacting everyone, and it's going to impact them for years to come. In regards to supporting the infrastructure of our whole city in general, we keep adding housing, and I'm not against adding it, but are we taking care of the infrastructure so that our sewerage isn't going to go over into our rivers? Are we going to be able to support the Links project, all these different electrical projects that you're talking about, and also maintain neighborhoods? There needs to be more information out there, and I and the residents of the neighborhood are not happy about it. Tewksbury puts up signs. We don't have that organization the same where we have our residents putting up, like we put up a campaign sign. We're not putting up, something for Markley or against it. We don't have that same type of organization that other towns and cities have, and it would be nice to see whether people are for it or against it the same way. But most of the people that I speak with are highly against it, especially in that area, because that is where they live.
Sixto, what do you think?
Yes, well, based on what I've been reading out there of the whole issue, having this company holding the extra storage for diesel and be able to provide continuous service for the data, which is a growing business here in the city, is very important for the work that needs to be done as we get developed, but also we need to think about the health and the well-being and the safety of the neighbors in that community. For what I understand is, what I've heard is that there has been some measurements that Markley has to take to actually ensure that this is, if it's done or what has been done so far, it's show like studies of the impact that they have, and also actually take measurements to reduce the noise and then like avoid like safety issues. So the city actually, I think, needs to enforce that, make sure that they can do, that's the minimum that they can do. And I hear a lot of we need to have, make them accountable, and so just they comply with that information that people are missing. And it's what I hear is that not is only like they're 100% against the issue, is that they need to understand what is going on, and that they comply with what they said that they were going to do to avoid the impact in the neighborhood.
Real quick answers. ICE and immigrants in Lowell, do we have a problem, non-documented migrants, illegal immigrants? Do we have that kind of a problem? Should we be supporting ICE? Not? What do you think? You get to your first,
Yeah,
because you're a longer immigrant than Sherri. Sherri's
Yeah.
an immigrant from, just
Yeah.
down the road.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So your question is if we should be supporting ICE, and that's part of your question. So
Yeah.
I think like ICE was designated with, they have a goal, right? But I think we shouldn't stay off from it, and then let them do their work. But I believe we the police, the local police, should stay off from it.
Okay, Sherri.
Well, I definitely believe our police have enough to do without interfering with it. They shouldn't be assisting the process. ICE has their job to do, but our local police should not be supporting the process. We need to focus on the fact that our police building isn't accessible to anyone really from the street the way that it is, handicapped, disabled, elderly. So we have to deal with the issues here in the city, which is making our police force accessible, especially where it is right now and in the state it is right now. So we have to deal with those issues. ICE, although it affects all of our families, it really does. We're not going to support it, but they're going to do their job, and the Lowell police are going to take care of our community and answer our people.
John.
Over the weekend, coming in from Worcester, 495, very congested part, coming up on Westford, so pretty congested. And a police cruiser is right on my back bumper. I would say he was inches from my back bumper, bullying me out of the lane. He's got blue lights on the roof. He wasn't utilizing those. He was just bullying me out of the lane. So when I saw a clear spot, I moved over out of respect for the officer. Well, he's a cop, I'll give him the respect. He drives, he stops, he slows down as he's driving by, gives me a grizzled look. And I didn't know how to react to that. And then he continues on his road. The back of his cruiser said, ICE, police dog. And who do you complain to? That's ICE's biggest problem. If he had decided to pull me over and said, we're going to send you down to Buffalo, New York, we don't think you're a citizen, who do I call? It can happen to you.
Yeah, it can happen.
Who do you call?
No.
Yeah.
We need to call our representatives and
And the
have them
representatives
advocate
go,
for it.
well, Lori Trahan's not going to do anything for you.
So
the situation we're in is terrible.
Yeah. So that affects all of us in different ways. There's a lot of fear out there in the community, and it's no secret that Lowell, we have a lot of immigrants here in the city that actually I will say like 95% are hardworking people that are coming here to support family and do, just go home, work, and they contribute in a way to the economy and to our city. But then now after I started, there's a lot of fear. People are staying home. Even parents, they don't want to bring their kids to school. And it's very sad, and it's showing. I've been talking to customers that they're losing a lot of business because people are not showing up. I have business owners that have construction companies that their employees are afraid to go to buy the materials at Home Depot, for example, because they are in fear. There's a lot of fear, and fear actually controls your mind. And I understand they have to do their job, and whoever is a criminal should be prosecuted. But if you are just targeting, profiling, and creating fear, that's not right for many families, and we're gonna see the aftermath.
I'm going to catch up on the text. It says, unfortunately, the shelter has been there for 50 years. Homelessness is nothing new to Lowell. We have a park dedicated to drug addiction, homeless guy who could make up rhymes. That's from Bart. Moving right along, I saw a lady holding a sign against lithium batteries in Tewksbury. She was on her cell phone. And the last text says, if you're here illegally, you already broke the law. Enough said. Now, this organization, Lowell Together, endorses. Were they in touch with you at all, Sixto?
Yes.
They were in touch with you?
Well, let me see. What is the name of the organization? Lowell Together?
Together endorses.
Yeah, well, there are a group of organizations here. I think I don't know Lowell Together. I was in touch with Solidarity. But I believe they all work together.
They're associated.
Okay, how about you, Sherri? Were they in touch with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. As long as they're being in touch with everybody, that's all that counts. Back to you guys, Cliff. Thanks.
Okay, so we're down to, each of you get a minute and a half for your elevator speech. Why should we vote for you?
Oh, am I starting? Hi, I would appreciate your vote on November 4th. I've lived in the city since 1994. I came here to UMass Lowell. I have 5 children, 2 with autism, and I have a family of immigrants from Brazil. And I also speak Portuguese. Eu falo português também. That helps with the cultural piece because I understand being a woman of Irish ancestry. My grandmother came over from Ireland. I'm involved in the community, and I care about our community, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Sixto Dejesus. I'm running for Lowell City Council at large. I've been a Lowellian for around 20 years. In this city, I had the opportunity to grow personally and professionally, and being involved out there in community and not with nonprofits, I can see what's going on out there. Also being a business developer and a banker for many years give me the opportunity to interact with many families and business owners, and I understand their struggles. I celebrate their wins. So I know a little bit of the representation out there. I say that I speak your language because I'm able to resonate with everyone. I'm a person coming from humble beginnings and who has been able to achieve many goals here. And I want everyone to actually have the same opportunities in our city, whether you're a resident or you're a business owner. So I think there's a lot that we can do together, and I'm looking for your support on November 4th, one of your votes for Lowell City Council at large to represent our whole city of Lowell. Thank you very much. My website is sixtoforlowell.com. There you can see a little bit more about my platform. Tonight, I'm going to be on a forum at the Centerville Neighborhood Association. So if you are in the area, please stop by. So we're going to be in a forum there. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Sixto for Lowell, November 4th. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow, City Life, we got, hopefully Bobby Hoey's going to be, he was here last week. Hopefully he's coming back tomorrow. Francisco Maldonado is going to be here. John Zemley with some news about Drake and Tom Bommel. That's tomorrow's City Life. Time is short, Cliff.
Okay, I want to thank both of you for coming on.
Thank you.
I wish you good luck, and that I hope you get a chance to come back. And
No, absolutely.
that's it for us, folks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Cliff.
See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. You said the really people on the city council.